How to be the best crypto bro who thinks the dip is spiritual. You've got more bags than an airport, but you still meditate on a bull run. So, you want to be the best crypto bro who thinks the dip is spiritual. Not just a bag holder, a bag priest. You don't buy into crypto, you ascend into it. The charts, sacred geometry, the candlesticks, divine signals. Every 60% crash is a lesson from the universe about non-attachment. You're not losing money, you're gaining wisdom. This isn't just investing, it's alchemy, baby. Let's start with your mentality, because no true crypto shaman starts with financial literacy. That's for fiat insects. You begin with vibes. You feel the market. You intuit Bitcoin's chakras. You close your eyes and ask the Ethereum spirit if now is the time to ape. If it whispers, gas fees are low, you know the astral alignment is prime. Most people panic in bear markets. You light a sage bundle, open your third eye, and tweet, "We're so early," while staring at your 87% portfolio like it's a damn Rothko painting. Art, pain, and hope in a single glance. But don't mistake this cosmic comedy for cluelessness. Being the best spiritual crypto bro doesn't mean being stupid. It means leaning in so far to the absurdity that you loop around to genius. You don't sell at the top, because you didn't sell. Period. Ever. Diamond hands aren't just about stubbornness, they're about identity. You're not a trader, you're a vessel, a hodler of higher truths. The next Vitalik, the reincarnation of Satoshi Nakamoto's dog. You whisper sweet nothings to your ledger every night like it's a sentient lover. You and me, cold wallet till death do us pump. The plan to become the best. Simple. First, get delusional, but make it profitable. Build your identity around the grind. You need a backstory. Maybe you were a broke door dasher who bought Shiba Inu at $30, turned it into $3,000, then lost it all in Terra Luna. But came back stronger. Why? Because the dip was your mentor. Because the bear market built character. Because pain is just spiritual interest accruing on your future Lambo. Next, your social game. Twitter, X is your temple. Your bio should be borderline insane. Rocket Lightworker, DAO Priest, Dollar Soul Maximalist, Lambo Minimalist, NFT Collector of Vibes, Decentralized Healer Globe. You post threads like, "Why this dip is the karmic reckoning humanity needed to transcend fiat slavery," or "The spiritual mechanics of staking." Why AP is a metaphor for rebirth. Every tweet ends in, "Not financial advice. Only cosmic guidance." Now let's talk aesthetics. To be the best, you must look the part. Your wardrobe needs to scream, "I just finished a soundbath with Chamath." Hoodies with obscure layer 2 logos, linen pants for comfort and flow, Birkenstocks because you walk through cycles like a monk. You wear an aura ring and pretend it's for energy tracking. You wear a necklace shaped like a Tao triangle. Your car, you don't have one, because decentralized freedom can't be parked. When you do drive, it's a leased Tesla with Dogecoin floor mats. But you're not just vibing, you're building. You drop terms like tokenomics, liquidity pool, and digital assets in casual conversation with baristas. You pitch an NFT series based on sacred geometry made by AI that channels Satoshi through Midjourney prompts. You start a YouTube channel, Namaste SATs, teaching others how to align their frequency with price action. You sell a course called From Broke to Blockchain Bodhisattva for $297 in USDT or soulbound tokens only. Let's be honest, most people think you're full of it, but some will believe. And those people are your market. You start a Discord called The Inner Chain. You host full moon Zoom calls to meditate on the charts. You're the Tony Robbins of tokenomics. You're not just bullish, you're esoterically bullish. And guess what? It works. Because in a space where everyone's making up the rules, the guy who sounds like he's channeling interdimensional altcoin wisdom while fasting in the desert with his hardware wallet in hand, well, he gets clicks. He gets follows. And eventually, he gets bags. Not just crypto bags, but cash bags. You spin up an LLC. Call it Spirit Chain Ventures. You hire a team of equally eccentric remote workers who do breathwork before product meetings. You raise $1.2 million from an angel investor who made his fortune arbitraging Venezuelan Bitcoin. Your first product, a meditation app that gives you real-time crypto affirmations synced with price alerts. ETH is dipping, but your spirit is rising. Remember, the FUD is just fear under development. You are more than your P&L. Now you're building community. You show up at conferences wearing a robe and aviators, introducing yourself as a token mystic. You say stuff like, blockchain is the nervous system of the planet, and Web3 is a mirror of collective consciousness. People nod, unsure if you're a genius or high on ayahuasca. Doesn't matter. You get the speaking spot. And you close your TED Talk with a live on-stage wallet transaction to a DAO you created that funds psilocybin retreats for degens who need emotional healing after getting rugged. Let's talk money. Yes, there is actual money to be made. You monetize your madness. Coaching calls at $500 per hour for alignment with abundance through altcoins. You sell chakra-colored cold wallets. You get affiliate commissions for Web3 courses you've never taken. You launch your own meme coin called Dollar Karma that rewards holders for meditating 20 minutes a day, tracked through a barely working smart contract and community honor system. You partner with a crystal shop to create the first NFT-gated amethyst collection. You call it Proof of Vibes. You make $60,000 in 3 days, and burn half the supply, to honor the ancestors. You're now the guru of good entry points. People DM you, asking, is now the time to ape in? You reply with a single emoji, full moon, no context needed. Was there someone before you? Of course, the Og spiritual crypto bro was John McAfee in a float tank. But he was chaos incarnate. You're controlled chaos. You channel your manic cycles into community building, not cocaine-fueled white papers. You are the rebranded archetype, the next generation, a harmonious fusion of finance and feeling. You cry during price dumps, but you transmute the tears into liquidity. Your endgame, you don't just want to be rich, you want to be remembered. You want people to whisper your Twitter handle in Discord chats like a legend. You want to be quoted in Medium articles with titles like 5 Web3 visionaries who made the blockchain holy again. You want to create a temple that only opens when Ethereum hits $10,000. You're not a financial advisor. You're not a tech bro. You're a prophet. And the dip, it's not fear, it's not loss, it's initiation, a test of soul, a dark night of the wallet that separates the tourists from the truth seekers. And when the bull run comes, and it always does, you'll be there. Robed, ready, glowing, whispering to the crowd. I told you, but you had to feel it first. Now that you're in your prime, your coins might not be pumping, but your brand is. It's time to go deeper. The real money isn't in the tokens. It's in the perception of enlightenment. You're no longer a simple investor. You're a crypto ascended master. You're playing a longer game, the illusion of infinite understanding in an industry where no one really understands anything, not even the devs. That's your edge. Because when the market is chaos, people don't want certainty. They want meaning, they want myth. And you give them spiritual scaffolding to build castles out of candlesticks. You tell them stories like, this isn't just a retracement, it's Saturn's return for crypto, and the halving is a sacred rite of purification, bro. And somehow, they believe you. Because deep down, we all want to believe our losses mean something. That the pain has a purpose. That the 94% is part of a cosmic initiation into becoming a better investor, and a better human. This is where you transition from a Twitter mystic into an influencer monk hybrid. You build your YouTube channel with soft sitar music in the background while you analyze Solana's energy signature. You release videos with titles like Crystal Ball, Why the Fibonacci Sequence Proves Cardano is a Sentient Being, Dizzy, The Tao of Tokenomics, How to Meditate While Farming Yield Crescent Moon Dark Night of the Bagholder, a story of awakening after Terra Luna. You now have tiers of followers. The casual lurkers who think you're weirdly entertaining. The core tribe who buy your merch. It says, Namaste and DCA, in a mandala pattern. And the disciples, the ones who rearrange their entire trading strategy based on your dreams. You once tweeted, had a vision last night of a green candle shaped like a cobra. Bull market's coming, and some guy in Bali aped into AVAX like it was scripture. Let's talk your products. Because enlightenment needs monetization, you create a meditation journal called Breathe In, HODL Out. It's sold in USDC only. You release a Web3 breathwork app that lets users earn tokens for exhaling into their mic. You create a DAO called Enlightened 5, where 10% of all revenue goes into an energy pool. That's just you buying mushrooms and going off-grid for clarity. You become a conference icon. You arrive at TokenCon wearing a linen poncho and Crocs, holding a coconut with your QR code on it. You don't say hello, you say, we're vibrating higher today. Your panel is titled Dizzy Decentralization and the Soul, where your wallet address is a reflection of your inner child. You speak in metaphors so vague and mystical, the audience thinks they just heard God and Gary Gensler speak at once. You make bank, but you stay humble. You tell your followers, we don't chase Lambos. We manifest Teslas with solar panels. You live in a converted school bus in Sedona, but flex your ETH balance like it's a sacred relic. You journal your emotional trading triggers and post screenshots of your meditative insights like, felt a wave of fear this morning, realized it was just the market testing my root chakra. I didn't sell, I integrated. But let's get serious, because being the best crypto bro who thinks the dip is spiritual also means being prepared to be laughed at, mocked, and memed into oblivion. You will be called delusional. You will be blocked by rationalists. Some people will send you death threats just because you said, $XRP is the Christ energy of the blockchain. But you remain unshaken. Why? Because those who laugh at you in the bear market will come to you in the next bull for healing. When their leveraged trades destroy them, they'll find your video on using pranayama to release lost trauma, and suddenly you'll be the only one who makes sense. Eventually, you write a book. Obviously, the title. From Rug to Radiance, The Inner Path of the Crypto Soul. It's part autobiography, part crypto philosophy, part coloring book of altcoins in the lotus position. It becomes a cult classic in certain Telegram groups. You're invited onto podcasts where people ask things like, do you think DeFi is a metaphor for post-capitalist inner freedom? And you nod sagely and say, only if you understand that liquidity is just love, flowing freely. By this stage, you've seen it all. Market crashes, rug pulls, projects going to zero. Even your own coin, Dollar Karma, got exploited in a smart contract bug and dumped 99%. And what did you do? You tweeted, true value cannot be rugged, only illusions can, and people clapped. You make a comeback with a new launch, Astro Yield, a farming protocol based on your astrology chart. Every full moon, you redistribute yield according to your personal numerology and Vedic horoscope. People call it a cult. You call it soul vestment. And the beauty of crypto is this: if it sounds crazy enough, someone will fund it. Especially in a bull market. Especially if it comes with airdrops. Now let's talk about exit plans, because even spiritual bros eventually want to off-ramp into something tangible. You buy land, not with fiat, but by fractionalizing the deed through your own DAO. You call it Mystic Ranch, a regenerative permaculture NFT-funded retreat center for Web3 nomads in search of meaning. It has Wi-Fi, yoga, goats, and cold plunges. The white paper is 90% quotes from Rumi and Naval Ravikant. You use crypto to fund your reality. Your weird-ass ideas become real-world assets. You host retreats with names like Heal Your Inner DeFi and breathwork and blockchain. You teach yoga on a treasure mat and tell people to bend with the market. You walk around barefoot, but your wallet has 7 figures and your LLC has a Cayman address. That, my friend, is the final boss of the spiritual crypto bro. Earthy, broke looking, but liquid as hell. And when the final crash comes, when the Fed raises rates, when regulation wipes out half the altcoins, when the vibes get really bearish, you'll still be there. Eyes closed, breathing, smiling, because you never bought in for the price. You bought in for the journey, for the enlightenment, for the dip that taught you to surrender. Word count so far, 6,748 thousandths. You know you've made it when people start quoting you in their Medium posts as a thought leader, and all you really did was compare gas fees to karmic debt while burning sage over your hardware wallet. That's the power of confidence cloaked in incense smoke. You could say, the blockchain is just the Akashic records with gas fees, and someone out there will make a TikTok breaking down your genius. But here's the kicker. Even if you were joking when you said it, it doesn't matter. In crypto, belief becomes reality. You literally manifest clout by vibing hard enough. And by now you've cultivated an aura, not just a following, an aura. People don't just see your content, they feel it. You're more than a crypto bro. You're a frequency brand. Your Telegram group is 9,000 people deep, and they're sharing memes of your face Photoshop onto Buddha, Goku, and Elon Musk. You have a POAP, proof of attendance protocol, for people who've meditated with you during market crashes. Your OnlyFans, it's not porn, it's just you shirtless, holding different altcoins like sacred relics under a waterfall. Subscriptions, $50 a month. Revenue, passive. Vibes, immaculate. And let's be clear, while this all sounds like comedy, there's serious money in this kind of unhinged but strangely inspiring spirituality meets speculation performance art. You are the Tony Robbins of tokenomics, the Gwyneth Paltrow of gas fees. You're monetizing not through trades, but through belief systems, narratives, identity ecosystems. People want to be like you because you're not just playing the game, you're floating above it, sprinkling sage and buzzwords on everyone's portfolios. So you expand. You create a podcast, The Temple of the Dip. Your intro music is sitar mixed with trap. Guests include burnt-out hedge fund managers seeking spiritual renewal, ex-BitConnect cult survivors, and decentralized yoga instructors. Every episode ends with a guided visualization. Imagine your portfolio in perfect alignment with your higher self. Picture the 100x coin appearing in your third eye. Boom. Downloads, sponsorships, Web3 vitamins with affiliate codes. Eventually, you launch your own religion. Not legally, yet, but spiritually. It's called Blockism. Core tenets. Decentralize your ego. Every dip is divine. Cold wallets, warm hearts. When in doubt, zoom out, on both the chart and your life. The Fed is a shadow archetype meant to test your inner sovereignty. You create NFTs that serve as spiritual ordainment badges. Hold 1, and you're a node of light. Hold 10, and you're a validator of consciousness. Hold 50 and you're basically the Pope. Someone offers to license your teachings for a docuseries. You film the pilot episode in Tulum wearing nothing but a loincloth, talking about the sacred geometry of gas limits. Hulu passes. Netflix says maybe. Gaia TV sends you a contract. Your Twitter hits 100k followers. Your Discord has more active engagement than a Dow vote during a bull run. And now people are trying to invest in you directly. They say, "Can I stake into your vision?" And you say, "Only through trustless faith, bro." But then you issue a personal token anyway. Dollar blessed. It tracks your clout index and rises every time you post an inspirational thread. It's barely legal, definitely sketchy, and somehow you get featured in Fortune magazine as a Web3 spirituality innovator. And even though you're killing it, you stay true. You never sell your bags. You keep meditating on the comeback of coins that haven't moved since 2021. You still believe in the comeback of BitTorrent token, because you had a vision of a phoenix rising from a USB drive. You don't just believe in utility, you believe in destiny. People ask you what your greatest trade was, and you say, trading certainty for faith. People ask, what are you most bullish on? And you say, love, bro. Always love. But then you say, also $INJ looks super promising with that bullish cup and handle on the 4-hour. You walk a fine line, between irony and sincerity, between wisdom and insanity, between monk and meme. And that's exactly the point. You are the mirror of the market's madness. A performance artist of the pump and the purge. The laughing shaman on the cliff edge of capitalism. People might not understand you, but they'll remember you. Because the best crypto bro who thinks the dip is spiritual doesn't just ride waves, he transcends them. Word count so far, 8,235 8,000ths. And now here you are, transcended, ascended, weird as hell, and absolutely legendary. You started as a guy with $400 in Robinhood and a podcast mic held together with duct tape and dreams. Now, you've got a following of thousands who check your moonphase chart before making a trade. Your memes are printed on t-shirts. Your threads are cited in Reddit arguments. Your spiritual alpha is being quoted by dudes in Patagonia vests and Peruvian ponchos alike. But what truly makes you the best crypto bro who thinks the dip is spiritual? Not the bags, not the coin launches, not the fact that you own 6 acres of Nevada desert you claim will become the first decentralized commune powered entirely by mining rigs and intention. No, it's the steadfast delusion, the enlightened absurdity, that allowed you to look at a market crash, a portfolio redder than Mars, and say, this isn't a loss, this is a cosmic discount. That's power. You learn to laugh at rug pulls, to chant your affirmations in the face of FUD, to hodl not just because you were too deep underwater, but because it built your character. The market didn't just take your money, it gave you a mythology, a whole ass identity. You didn't lose 87%, you invested in spiritual growth. You became the lighthouse during the storm, a flickering, shirtless, slightly unstable lighthouse, but a lighthouse nonetheless. The next generation of crypto seekers will stumble into your content during their first crash, their first rug, their first panic-induced panic attack. And they'll see you, robed, radiant, saying, relax. The universe is just shaking out the weak hands. And that moment, that single, delusional, beautiful moment, that's why you're the best. So whether Bitcoin goes to $10,000 or $1 million, whether your new DAO crashes or becomes the next unicorn, whether you're meditating under a body tree or arguing about gas fees on X, just remember, you are the meme and the monk. The chart and the chant. The bag and the blessing. And the dip. Always, forever. Spiritual.